my gosh, we get to start with a mochi. That's awesome.
Yep.
Hi,
She's not
mochi.
very pleased about it. I'm going to have to put it down in a second.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
we are already off to an amazing start today. Thank you, Mochi, for gracing the stream with your presence. But hi, I am Gillian St. Kevern. I have just got off the phone with my mum, so my voice has already had a bit of a workout this morning.
Oh, dear.
I'm not sick. I just had a cold, and my body is still convinced that it needs to fight it. So I've just got this awful tickly throat and a cough. So I will let Jamie do most of the talking today, but I'm
Okay.
Gillian. I write empowering queer fantasy that confounds expectations, and am very pleased to have my co-host, Jamie Sands, back with me today. If only because it means that I don't have to be really jealous of all of the cool stuff that Jamie did.
K-Fest was pretty great. I'm Jamie. I write urban fantasy, optimistic urban fantasy, and queer romance, and horror sometimes, and various other things, because I can't stop myself. And I'm big on TikTok, apparently.
Yay.
Big. And yeah, yesterday I went to the Korean festival instead of streaming, and it was really, really fun. We went first thing right when they first opened, and we had some delicious waffle-based food, and and I had a hot dog as well, half cheese, half sausage hot dog, and they had a whole lot of Squid Game stuff. I had a lot of fun. And then last night I drove Anna to the airport, and she is gone for 10 days to the States, and I'm trying not to be too sad about it.
Yeah. It is sad, but she is only gone for 10 days. It could be longer.
No, it's not long at all. But it was very cold this morning, and I felt very sorry for myself. So I got up and I did a bunch of chores, and now I feel better.
Awesome. So we've got Billy with us today, and we've also got Amphigori, who is here to get back to their frog, which...
Yes. Very exciting. Oh, that was okay. So I missed the Saturday what you've achieved this week thing, but I want to talk about it anyway because I got my first story for my fantasy anthology sent in on Wednesday.
Yay.
And that got me really excited. So I put out some more calls and said I was happy to take reprints, and now I've got a whole list of stories to include in my anthology. So I'm very excited.
That's brilliant.
And more people working on things. For example, the frog. And I still haven't written mine yet, but I'm very, very close to finishing Night's Melody.
Yeah.
And once that's done, I will chuck it at one of my beta readers, and then I will write my fantasy story too.
I know. Billy's just said, "Wow, Jamie," and I second that. That's
it's really exciting. I really want this put together and out. And Mochi, I think she wants the chair, so she's sitting like right behind it, in between two of the rollers, so I can't move.
Yeah, so you're basically trapped at your desk now. Okay. So yesterday, after the stream, Baxter and I had a quick explore of Akaroa, and then I went up to hang out with aunt and uncle and cousin for a bit. And then we went to the 5-year-old's birthday party, and her parents had a stroke of genius and hired a bouncy castle, and there was no other entertainment needed. The kids just flung themselves at the bouncy castle. And, the adults stood around, ate food, and chatted, and it was fantastic.
That sounds wonderful.
My cousin also outsourced the birthday cake, and she ended up with 4 different people bringing cakes. And so there was this incredible pink marshmallow unicorn thing that was clearly all of the kids gravitated towards it.
Yeah.
But there was a gluten-free cake. There was a Waghorn family traditional banana cake with chocolate icing.
Yum.
And actually, there was a cake called a hummingbird cake, which I didn't try any of, and a lemon cake. And actually, there was 5 cakes because there was also a chocolate cake. It was like
great
chocolate cake with chocolate icing.
Just all of the cake, all of the time.
Yeah.
What else do you want at a birthday party?
Also, there was fairy bread, sausage rolls, Cheerios, chips, and like all of those classic childhood food that I don't think enough parents now, as a connoisseur of kids' parties, I don't think enough parents go for the old classics. They're kind of like, oh, we've got to nutty a limit or make it healthy or make it fancy. Cheerios on a stick. It's
a classic for a reason. So and if anyone from America is watching, we don't mean Cheerios the cereal. We mean Cheerios, a very small sausage.
Like, I think we call cocktail sausages.
Yes, cocktail sausages makes sense.
But yeah, so basically I lived my best life yesterday at this birthday party, and then I went to I took Baxter home. He discovered one of my aunt's dog's toys, and they were on the brink of throwing it out because she'd lost interest in it. Baxter thoroughly destroyed it. He was allowed. And they were like, clearly he loves it, so he can keep it. So Baxter has a new toy. Which is now, like, there is stuffing strewn all across the living room, but that is a later Gillian problem.
Yeah.
And so in the evening, dropped Baxter off home and then headed over to babysit my niece and nephew because my sister and brother-in-law were going to an 80s and 90s party, and they decided to go as Steve Irwin. They were both dressed as Steve Irwin.
That's pretty funny.
It gives me so much joy. Like, I cannot explain how happy it made me, how happy it made my sister. My brother-in-law slightly less happy. But so I also had bedtime stories with niece and nephew fell asleep on me pretty much immediately.
Aww.
So cute. And then niece and I had maybe half an hour where I could read stories that she wanted, and then we had a good chat, which is rare. So that's lovely. And I tried to do some work, realized I was too sleepy, and started a Bluey marathon. After one episode, because I never get to watch it by myself.
I've never seen an episode.
It is so cute. Like, it is a really, really good. And unfortunately, my Bluey marathon was interrupted after only one 7-minute episode because my sister and brother-in-law were like, we don't have the stamina we used to. We're old and boring. We came home early.
Yeah.
Oh, but I may have to continue my Bluey marathon this afternoon. But it was. I am living my best life.
Speaking of animated shows that are very good and wholesome, Netflix has just added a show called Bee and Puppy Cat, and they used to be online only. It's an animator who would make her own stuff about a woman called Bee and her cat, which is kind of a puppy, and they just had like little stories on YouTube, but they've got a proper series on Netflix now. I haven't watched any of it, but I've watched the old stuff, and it is very gentle and lovely and pure.
Yeah.
Puppy Cat is slightly violent, but that's okay. He's okay. I'm rewatching Stranger Things, and oh no, that's true. Disney Plus added a bunch of stuff, and they have a BTS concert from LA,
Oh,
the Permission to Dance one from last year, and I watched half of it last night. It's so good.
I saw you excited about that on Facebook. I am happy for you.
I almost stayed up and watched the whole thing, but I was like, don't be silly, I'm very tired, go to bed.
Yeah.
But like just the film quality is just beautiful, and there's some behind the scenes stuff, and it's very exciting, and everyone should watch it.
Yep. Okay, now yesterday, because I was flying solo, it meant that we missed out on the Man Tarot. Yay! So Jamie is, oh my gosh, has that deck expanded again?
Not since last week.
Okay, good.
I won't fit any more in the box. So if I want to add more, I have to take some out. And I'm not quite ready to do that. So take some more out, I should say. I have taken some out.
Can I get you to do the warm-up explanation? Because my throat's just, I need to mute. And
yes.
Yeah.
So what we're doing here is a 5-minute warm-up based on a tarot card reading. We like to do this a couple of reasons. It frees up the mind. It doesn't have to be about the tarot card at all. We just sort of use it as inspiration. It's kind of hard shuffling this deck and talking at the same time. It's a really big deck.
I can take over now, but yeah.
Rewriting, that's the word I was looking for.
It's just the chance to get everything that's top of mind in our brains, cluttering our mind, out of our brains, down on paper. The tarot card is a prompt to kind of give us some direction for that if we need it. And some people in the past have used it to just kind of get back into their story after sending it down for a while, or as a way to kind of reflect on what their characters are doing, and all sorts of fun
Anything
stuff.
that comes to mind is good. And we like to do pen and paper because Gillian and I both usually type our words. So doing it on pen and paper is just kind of another level of difference for the creative mind.
Yeah.
So left brain, right brain thing, but I think that's been disproven, but I also can't remember which one is which ever. So it's a really useless thing to bring up, honestly.
It is all good. Like we said, clearing the mind so that we can do the creative work.
Okay. It started spitting cards at me, so I better stop. Tell me when.
When.
Oh, okay. Got an exciting one. This is the Two of Cups, and that is, I believe, the before tarot. It's the traditional Rider-Waite illustration, but right before it happens.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So that's, someone did the before tarot, someone did the after tarot, and it's the same images, but just slightly shifted in time.
Interesting.
Okay. Two of Cups. Two of Cups is a good one. Maybe it is just exactly the same. Maybe it's just the Rider-Waite. Never mind. Union of two or more souls. Pronouncement of devotion. Love or partnership. Dreams of a life together. It could be platonic. You are entering a moment where you seek another's. Up to mingle with your own, or even trade cups like awkward married couples linking arms to drink champagne. So it's about the act of union, the act of needing one another, the acknowledgement that you want to be with someone else and they with you.
Oh, that's really sweet.
That's a good one.
It's really mean to give you that card the day after and it goes to the States.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe it's about my book, my characters. Yeah. I am at that point.
Yes, you are.
Fingers crossed.
I've been reading this as Jamie writes it, and I am, thoroughly enjoying it. And I got so engrossed in the story that it was only after I finished the latest chapter that I was like, oh, hang on, this is like the Phantom of the Opera. Oh, of course it is. You know, like it's just that complete disconnect. And then I was like, okay, so if knowing remembering that, I now know where in the Phantom story they are. So that
Although I did mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, but
I have, yeah.
I'm like, oh yes, this is that bit.
Raoul demanded going below before he should have. So yeah. Anyway, it's fine. It worked.
And we got that amazing visual of the Phantom breakfast. So
Phantom breakfast is a very silly thing that I indulge myself in, and I hope people like it because I'm a fan. Anyway, Two of Cups. We're going to do 5 minutes for our warm up. So starting now.
Excuse me.
All right, that is our warm-up done with an interruption from Baxter.
Yes. Oh, that gave
Definitely
me
did be a startle.
Yeah. There is a dog that lives next door, and he's Baxter's #1 enemy, despite us practically never even seeing him. But I think Baxter was asleep,
Yeah.
and the neighbor got in their car, and Baxter just was like, woke up and was like, "Oh my god, we're under attack." But we went to the door, we had a look, we saw there was no one there, and now we are snoozing again.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. Maggie's just let us know that YouTube has just started the stream, which is annoying. Hopefully that means that maybe on my stream it's just started, but on Jamie's stream it's okay because we've had comments from
We've definitely had comments, yeah.
Rory and Amy, so
Interesting.
yeah. I'm not going to focus on this now.
No. Let's jump into our first sprint. I've just got to go and hang out some washing that I put on, and then I will be back. So I'll start it and then vanish for a second.
Yep, I also need to vanish because I made a pot of tea before our stream started, and I've drunk all of it. So,
Time for a new one.
yeah, Amy, we're going to have the chat on Jamie's channel today. So if you want to partake of the chat, jump over there. I will drop the link and then disappear basically.
Oh, yeah.
More tea.
Okay. I will put on 20 minutes. So our first sprint is starting now. first sprint done.
Okay, I need to unmute myself.
Yes.
Hooray. We have been joined by Julie, and Jenna has slipped in, hit the like button, and hopefully hung around. But if not, we know how busy she is. And yeah.
I got my towels and sheets out on the line, and 387 words written, so feeling very good about that.
Fantastic. So usually I start my morning before the streams by getting straight to work because I tend to work best in the morning. But I couldn't settle this morning. I was like, I haven't planned the week ahead. I've got a lot of, I'm an anxious person. Oh, and you're just showing off your amazing mug again. In case anyone has not seen this, yeah, this is Jamie's new mug, purchased from Typo online, and so good. What was I going to? Where was I going? Okay, yeah.
You planned your week, I think.
Yep. Instead of writing, I started doing some planning, and I've realized that I just need to keep going with that. We're nearing the end of Q3. We're getting into Q4. My October is going to be full on.
It is.
Now, and when I leave for Helensville, I have one weekend in Omahi. Every other weekend, I have a different house sit, pretty much, or a different combination of pets to look after.
And travel.
Yeah, and I've just been invited to a wedding, so, you know, and I'm like, okay, how can I make all of this happen? So I think, yeah, until I get all of my ducks in a row, writing's not going to happen because that is how my brain works.
That's fair.
So I'm going to concentrate on that. Amphigori and Maggie are filling the chat with all sorts of interesting stuff. Frog in my ear, I love that. And but yes, Penumbra's watching a video on daily life in ancient Egypt, which is awesome. Yep. Oh, Jenna.
Frog in my ear.
So Jenna's undecided of what to do to get back into the writing flow. Can't get this book to do what I want right now and can't keep going down that route. I have been I've been reading Reclaim Your Author Career by Claire Taylor, and I'm also doing a Becca Symes course, both of which focus on kind of identifying your kind of psychometric traits, like your thinking, your how your brain is wired, and then using that to your advantage. And I have my plots keep on going off the rails, and that was really annoying me because I would draw up a new plot and then it would go off the rails again. And so I drew up a new plot off the rails, and I'd kept on having to stop and start and go back. Purely by chance, I was somewhere where I had post-it notes, but not my writing notebook. So I wrote down my chapters ideas on post-it notes, and now when things go out of order, I just move the post-it notes around, and I'm kind of plotting in more detail, and I've got the post-it notes that I'm hitting, kind of the plot points that I'm hitting on the page next to my notes. And I've actually got 16 and 17 here, but it's chapter 18 that I'm working on. And it's actually hilarious that there's 16 and 17, because yesterday I was working from 11 and 15. So
I'm actually doing something kind of similar with this notebook, because you can pull it open. I think you can see there, and change the pages around. So I've just been planning on one side of a page and not the other. And then if I decide to change it, I crossed it out, start a new page with the new planning, which has been working very well for this silly book that hasn't been sticking to any kind of plan.
That's fantastic. Maggie, what you've just shared about the middle class they paid their middle class in groceries because currency didn't exist, reminded me, I spent a few years as an early teen living with my family in the Solomons, and where shell money was still used, and like you'd pay cash for like most things, but shell money was still highly prized, and it was used in traditional ceremonies. So like in marriages and things like that, shell money was still used as a form of exchange. Also pigs were highly valuable, and yeah, it was really interesting having like the Western currency system alongside shell money and pigs.
Okay, my book it's actually a folder from Daiso. So if you go to Daiso, they're pretty much everywhere, except for Christchurch. Sorry, Gillian.
It's a good thing because I like having money.
You buy the folder and then you buy the insert separately. So I've got one of everything because I like to have variety, but you can get lines or dots or blank or whatever. Need Daiso on the East Coast. Oh, they're not on the East Coast. I've definitely been to Daiso, but that was in San Francisco. So, okay. Let's jump into the second sprint before we get too much more distracted and get behind time. So, 20 minutes starting now. second sprint done at 11:11. That is a good omen, maybe. Depends how you feel about 11. On the 11th of September.
Yep. The wind has picked up here in Christchurch. It's suddenly come over or maybe it always was and I only noticed it now, but it's grey and overcast and we've got a bit of a wind. So quite dramatic because Baxter's house has a lovely garden that overlooks a creek with some native bush and cabbage trees and things around it. So it's very cool, basically.
Nice. We've got quite a sunny day up here, which is why I've got all my laundry out. Quite enjoying it. I got 673 words done, which I'm very happy with. I just had to Google how to spell the word chateau, and I'm trying to find if there are any nearby places to Paris. One might have a chateau that's fairly removed from the town, but still close by.
Yeah.
So we'll see if I can find anything.
Oh my gosh. Amphigori wrote 770 words and is about 10 sentences from the end of the story, and they haven't completed any kind of story in about 8 years. That is
amazing.
Super cool. Amy might have a chateau recommendation.
I just need a sort of location for, like a half day's carriage ride from Paris. Ideally.
Yeah. Billy also has a friend from Paris who may be able to help, and Julie has 4 tasks left of her assignment to complete, which is due at 4 p.m. Go, Julie! And Amy's got a recommendation for you there.
I will.
So I continued my planning, and I also was inspired by Jamie to hang up my laundry.
So. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, my voice. Do we want to leap straight into our third sprint, which would give us comfortable room for our third and fourth sprint with a few minutes chat in between?
I'm all right to keep going, but up to you.
I think let's keep going.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. I will put on, I'm looking at So now. Oh, there's an existing chateau there. I don't want a famous one. I just want somewhere that someone might have one. It doesn't have to be that one, I suppose. Gosh, there's an art museum in it now. Anyway, okay. 20 minutes starting now. that is our third sprint done. I just have the 6 months later to do, and then we're finished.
Yay! That is incredibly cool. Well done. During that last sprint, Amphiguri finished their story and has disappeared, but still, that is just so cool.
So cool.
Mm-hmm.
Really looking forward to that one.
Yeah. I have started my quarterly review. It's a little bit early, but all that I had scheduled for like the next 3 weeks was coming down with COVID and being sick. So I'm kind of in a place now where I can assess how I've done. And what's interesting is that I've figured out that I've worked more than the amount of task blocks I estimated I would have, but I have not accomplished everything I wanted to. I have accomplished different things. So
right.
kind of sifting through like what have I actually done this quarter, and hopefully getting a better understanding of what I'll be able to do next quarter.
Awesome. I love that. I got 646 words, so feeling very good about that. And I don't know that I'll finish the book in this next sprint because I think there probably needs to be another steamy scene, but I will finish it today.
Hooray. And talking of finishing things, Julie has completed one of the tasks and is moving on to the next ones. So
wonderful.
Fantastic. Okay. I am keen for more story in my inbox, basically. So I suggest get back to work.
All right. Let's do that.
Yeah, Gina has run into a gambit of issues because a character choice scenes ago, so is doing drawings while thinking it through again. That's a really good idea. I find that doing something like with my hands can actually help my brain process things. So hopefully that is the case for you, Jenna. And if not, at least you have done your drawers. So
win-win. All right. So 20 minutes for our final sprint, starting now.
Bye, Amy.
I'm muted. Our final sprint is done. Mochi has been demanding attention and treats, so I need to get going pretty quick.
Yep. And I imagine Mochi still has designs on the chair.
I'm very certain that is also true. She spent quite a lot of yesterday on it.
Excellent. Baxter, remember that I exist and came over to say hello? I talked over you and didn't hear how many words you got.
512.
Nice. My planning continues to make progress, so that is good. I am feeling much happier and more in control of things than I did when we started this stream.
Good.
Yeah. I think part of my process is getting extremely anxious and then needing to take time to calm myself down. And I think I'm just more
part of the process.
Yeah, more productive when I accept that and address my brain needs rather than trying to make myself right through it. Oh, Jamie's now working on the risk management plan for the project. That sounds like you're making good progress.
Not Jamie, Julie.
So
me and Julie were talking about BTS.
Yep. Yay. Okay, well, it's 12 o'clock now, so it is time for us to reluctantly say goodbye. We will be back next weekend at the same time. Please keep up with us on Discord so you know what channel we'll be hanging out with and we're hanging out in for the chat. But yeah.
Happy writing. Thanks everyone for joining us. And I will email you some things, Gillian.
Okay. I look forward to that. But for now, see you later.
See you later.
Billy. Bye, Julie.
Bye, Julie. Bye, Billy. Bye, everyone.